So here's the deal. My kids were removed from me a few days ago with no reason, no rhyme, no nothing. CPS worker was here. She said to contact my worker that I had on the current case I was in because I've had 14 of them. I've passed them all, a lot of them false. Things to do with my kid's mother, her addiction. Um, but it's just a bunch of hogwash. I've passed every case. So, anyways, so on and so forth. They were removed from me. After earlier that morning, there was a situation that I had where CPS was at my house because the night before was Mother's Day. My kid's mother has been in the methadone program. She's been clean. So I deemed it necessary that she spend Mother's Day with her children. So my daughter wanted to stay with her. My son wanted to come to work with Dad as always. So I let him. She was not to leave anywhere, to stay there with my daughter for a few hours. It shouldn't be a big deal. In February, we had a CPS case that was closed with unfounded, ending. So basically, they didn't find anything against me that was true. It was an angry customer in my store that made a bullshit call. So, anyways, yeah, people are that low. Um, they were told to me back then to not leave my kid's mother with her because she had been using, and I was the one that told them that. So obviously, I wasn't leaving them alone with her. It was never put in writing, anything like that. It was just something that was said to me. Well, the case was closed. It is now May. I left my kids with my daughter. Big deal. I didn't know that she was going to go pick up a friend that had drug paraphernalia and reminiscence of drug baggies on them. That person was charged, as should be. My kid's mother was let go with an aggravated unlicensed operator, which is a moving violation, and she was sent home with my daughter. So the police officer didn't deem it necessary to take my daughter from her mother and turn her over. So it must have not been that serious of a situation, but it is a serious situation at the same time. I agree. Um, they came to my house the next morning. I told my kid's mother to leave that night before because of the situation that happened. And I told CPS this. I said that she's gone. She's not here. I agree. I'm sorry. This is what happened. She was supposed to be clean. It was told to me months ago not to leave her alone, and the case was closed. And there was never anything put in writing, so you can't hold that against me. But they are. They asked me to voluntarily turn my kids over. They're going to put them in a foster home. So me just trying to follow the motions, I said, okay, I'll take my kids to their grandmothers on their mom's side, and I'll turn them over there for now. In like instant fear. Basically, we brought him over there. There was nothing given to me, no court order, nothing put in writing. I went and spoke with my lawyer. He said, listen, go get your kids. There's no court order. There's nothing in writing. They can't do this to you. There's nothing that had to do with you in that situation, and there was no safety plan ever put in place legally. So I brought him back to my store that night. That's when the police came. And they said, we're taking your daughter, your daughter and your son. And the reason was because I didn't follow the safety plan, they said. But they didn't say that night. This is what I've been told since then. All they could say that night was, I don't know. I don't know. And I told the officers, I said, this is ridiculous and this is not right. And the officer said, you're absolutely right, Nick, it's not right. Because they know me. Not in a bad way, they know me in a good way. I'm a very vocal person. I speak to everybody I meet. And, I work every day, I do what I'm supposed to do. Take care of my children. I'm not a perfect person in life, but I'm not a bad person either. So basically, they took my kids because of something that she got in trouble for. They have something on that makes me the respondent on this illegal document because of the fact that I didn't follow a safety plan by letting them see their mother on Mother's Day 2 months and after our case was closed. Since so it's kind of stupid. In fact, my name shouldn't even be on this paper. Also, there's allegations on here, which this is supposed to be a fact-finding sheet. It's not supposed to have allegations on it. It's a court order. So a judge signed it, which means that if they find those to be true, if they see them. But it says right in here, allegedly. It says allegedly. But they did give me visitation of my kids for now because they had them in a foster home separated. So I agreed to let them go back to the grandparents on the other side, which I'm not fond of, totally. But I know they love my kids. But they denied me my visitation today, which they were supposed to. And my son tried to call me yesterday when he got back there. His kid's probably scared out of his mind. And he hung up the phone on me when I was on the phone with him. And they didn't allow him a phone call till today. And he just sounds shook up and he just doesn't want to be where he's at. They don't really treat him right over there. They're kind of mean to him. I wouldn't say mean, just extra strict. They favor my daughter a lot. In fact, in our first case ever, years ago, they actually petitioned for my daughter, but they didn't petition for my son, which is absolutely insane. And even the judge was like, why would you petition for one kid and not the other? It doesn't really make much sense. But long story short, I have a bullshit document. My kids were taken from me in a bullshit situation. They were in my care at the time when they arrived. They were in a safe environment. Both times they came to talk to me, and they even agreed that I'm okay to be with the kids, but they still took them from me on emergency removal without a judge. It says strictly in the Article 10 handbook that you have to have an imminent dangerous situation for the child in order to remove the child from home. The CPS is supposed to work at not removing the child because it's so traumatic to them. And they did it twice in one day, and they did it illegally. I didn't even sign a voluntary removal form, which you're supposed to sign, and I'm even supposed to get a copy of it. There was never one presented to me, so which means my kids were not improperly removed when I took them out of the grandparents. It's totally ass backwards, and basically what I was told was you can't fight for your rights because in Monroe County, it's kind of twisted. Monroe County, they don't really, when you start to fight for your rights, they get pissed off, and they really favor the CPS, so they can break laws. CPS can do their stuff ass backwards and not have to, have any kind of repercussion. It's kind of crazy. I mean, this is pretty traumatic on my kids. They put them in a foster home, separated them, and in the inner city. And I mean, just imagine what my kids went through those nights. What was going on in their heads, their hearts, everything. It breaks my heart. Shit's not right. Somebody's got to help, man. I need somebody. I got a lawyer, but I just don't know. It just got to be something that can happen. My kids shouldn't be there. I shouldn't be on this paper. This is all bullshit. And the more I sit here and let time pass on, the more I'm almost admitting to guilt with this stuff. Because I need to fight the fact that I shouldn't be on here. I mean, this is ridiculous. It's all allegation. And if I had a chance to prove it, I could prove that there never was a safety plan in place. So for a safety plan violation, they remove your kids emergency like that from you. It's crazy, man. It's good old Monroe County for you in New York State. Just wanted to put it out there. Thanks for listening.